Hello. In this video, I want to talk about the current state of NASCAR Touring Series. This includes the ARCA Menards Series East and West, a little bit of the NASCAR Wheel Modified Tour, but not a whole lot. If you watch ARCA East and West, which is a very good chance you don't, you know it's rough. The fields are very uncompetitive, especially in the East. There's some competitiveness to the West, but it's only the first 5 or 6 cars, and just the rest of the field is pitiful. The crowds really aren't there, and I don't blame the local short tracks that host these races. I don't blame them. I think there's multiple ways that we get to this point where we are, where ARCA East and West, it costs $32 a month, I think it is, for Flow Racing to watch these races, when they used to be on NBCSN. It's really hard to see, and it's tougher for me because I've seen how good they were. I saw, 2015 to 2019, the K&N Pro Series, and just how big it was, and just how your average NASCAR fan knew these names. In K&N East, Max Reeves has won 3 for 3 of the first 4 races, and your average NASCAR, even your diehard NASCAR fan, has no clue who he is. He races for Joe Gibbs Racing, mentored by Labonte. It's a new world. And if you're not familiar, K&N Pro Series was East and West, were NASCAR's touring series. And they're the same as ARCA East and West now, but when NASCAR bought ARCA, they just renamed them. But I don't think that's where the series went downhill. I think they went downhill when they left NBCSN and when the purses went down. Now, I don't know if the TV turned that into. I don't know if the TV might not have anything to do with it, but the way these two series are, there's not a whole lot of information. This is just my personal opinion. ARCA East and West, 15 cars average. I think ARCA West at Colorado last week had 12 cars, and especially in the East, only 2 are competitive. Max Reeves and Tyler Reif are the only cars at Flat Rock, Nashville, and Five Flags who had a legit chance to win. I think at Nashville there were 5 cars on the lead lap, and 3 of them were about to be lapped down if they had 20 more laps. And it's crazy because Max Reeves is 15 and a half years old. And it's different, and I know they were never, 40-car fields that were all competitive, but I remember back in the day, 2018, 2019, when you had the West filled with Haley Deegan, Derek Kraus, Cole Rouse, Trevor Huddleston, guys who could go far, as few of them who did. In the East, you had Sam Mayer, Tyler Ankrum, Harrison Burton, Noah Gragson, Ty Gibbs, even Josh Berry for a few races. Those are guys who are all in NASCAR National Series. But today, I think Max Reeves is good. I think he can definitely go somewhere. But, and those are 5 drivers I wrote off in K&N East. Takuma Koga, who's the top 5 driver in ARCA East now, I can't imagine him ever racing a truck. But your standard or even your diehard NASCAR fans don't know who these people are. When Haley Deegan won at Meridian in 2018, diehards and even maybe regular fans knew who she was before that. It's not just because of her win and not just because she was a woman. They knew who she was before that. People liked Haley Deegan, some people, because they'd seen her race since she was 16 years old. And I think we all know NASCAR has a massive star problem. And I think it starts out when it's so hard for people to watch their local series. And I know a lot of people who love Kyle Larson didn't watch him race in ARCA. I know that. But some did. And some really love him because they were able to watch his career blossom throughout the years. I love Derek Kraus. I loved him a lot when I was younger. And when he races his one-off races in Cup, I still root for him because, hell, I saw the kid and met the kid 10 times when he was 15 years old. I got to go to the ARCA East races, K&N Pro Series East races and watch him run. But now, there's only 4 ARCA East races by themselves. The other 4 of ARCA National. And the stands are virtually empty. Nashville Fairgrounds looked bare, bone dry in the stands. And it's crazy just, what it used to be 5 years ago. I don't even have Flow Racing. I watched the races a week after on YouTube. And it's not just from a driver point of view. It's from an announcer point of view. Dylan Welch made his start in KNN. Look where he is now on NBCSN. And I think some of the NASCAR Wheel Modified Tour, Derek Pernissiglio, I think one of the greatest lost talents this sport's ever seen. He was amazing. I loved hearing his voice on the NASCAR Wheel Modified Tour. Now I think he runs a podcast. But these people had so much potential on the track and guys in the booth, on the pit roads. But we don't get to see that anymore. And I don't know if the purses are victim to the TV ratings, but in 2018, the purse for the K&N Pro Series East 14 races, the year purse was $1.75 million. $1,075,000. This year, and I think it's for the 4 races they run by themselves, is $72,000. Now, I do not know for sure whether that's victim to the TV ratings, but there's something to do with it there. And I don't know the exact root to this problem. And there is still some good racing. I mean, we saw it at Kevin Harvick's current Speedway at the start of the year in the ARCA West between Kyle Keller and Trevor Huddleston. There's good racing, but, I mean, people can't watch it. And this is no disrespect to flow racing at all either. I mean, people put up whole stinks about Prime, not doing it for, they could do a 30-day free trial, or even that's like $10 for 1 month. Do you think people are going to do flow racing? I mean, they're a great program. I'm not harping on them, but I think that's the big part of the problem is you want more people watching these smaller series. One, because the NASCAR Advanced Auto Parts weekly series get more views, and that's good. You want these local venues, these local economies to boom, and you want people to attach to the drivers. Not many people's allegiance lie with NASCAR. They lie with their favorite driver. And when these East and West races are so far lost, you don't have that as much. I mean, look at the Modified Tour. Bonsignor, Emmerling, who race in Xfinity sometimes. They have so many fans because the Modified Tour is so loyal. The fans in the Modified Tour, I've seen guys who don't even watch NASCAR National. They just watch the Wheel Modified Tour. And that's what these NASCAR regional series should be for. And it just pains me so much because I've seen in 2018, 2019, 2017 how good it can be, how good the racing can be, and how good the drivers can be, and just the overall experience. And I want NASCAR National to boom, but you can't have that boom without growth and expansion on the NASCAR regional side. So that's my take on ARCA East and ARCA West, and I hope NASCAR Regional can rebound. Thank you.